Ms. Perry, what are some of the concerns of your organization about the use of sterilization for wild horse control?
Thank you for asking. We certainly think any tool that would be employed under this proposal must be safe, effective, and humane, and we do not believe that has been shown yet with these sterilization techniques. And when we're speaking of mares, gelding is an entirely different story, but for mares, comparing, cats and dogs to wild horses, as has been done in some cases, is not really appropriate, especially you heard Mr. Gogachia's explanation on that. But in reality, one of the other concerns that
What about
arises,
comparing wild horses to domestic horses? Is that
yes,
that
even
is-
there, obviously these animals are much more difficult to contain through the healing process, not used to being handled. Many of them will have a foal by their side if they're a fertile mare, and that's obviously the population you would be looking at. More complicating, there's a very short window in which they're not impregnated. So we would probably be talking about pregnant mares. And I think we get into some very serious and sticky humane concerns.
Let's talk about those. What do you mean?
So they would probably already be pregnant at the point a procedure was undertaken.
Right.
Now, it's not impossible that you would find mares that are not pregnant for this procedure, but that's a short window. And so I think there is a great deal of concern about what the implications of that would be for the unborn foal. There could be a risk of infection and even abortion that would occur. And that's obviously not the kind of program that we contemplate for these animals.
So is that one of the concerns, is that it could result in an abortion
loss, yes.
of an unborn horse?
Yes. There's also a huge scalability issue here. We don't have many veterinarians who are trained in this, nor many willing or interested in becoming involved in that program, as far as we can tell. And talking about the numbers of procedures that would have to be done for it to have any effect at all, it just doesn't seem like a particularly pragmatic thing to chase, especially, again, considering what a lightning rod this will be for controversy. That doesn't mean that it could be...
And most of that controversy, again, relates to the unborn horse?
The risk to the mare herself, there's certainly infection rates that have to be worried about. There's a recovery period. There are concerns about, in particular, the colpotomy approach, which is all of these methods tend to be invasive and can cause bleeding and can cause infection and can cause death. These are concerns that a lot of advocates have. And again, especially when you juxtapose that, Senator, with the volumes of material that show the efficacy and safeness of the vaccinations that are available and how they're more long-lasting now. So we don't even really need to be looking in this direction.
Although it sounds from what I'm hearing today, like there is some debate over that, some debate over how long-lasting these other methods are.
I'm not aware of any credible debate about that, to be honest. I mean, the BLM itself has been proclaiming efficacy of this vaccine over the years. I provided, a number of studies and reports from government agencies, the BLM, U.S. Geological Survey, National Academy of Sciences, stating that this is safe, humane, effective, and the PZP-22 is meant to run for at least a 2-year period and can be as effective out to 5 years with a booster. So this is, and I know that is already the current generation of the drug. So we are not talking about a brand new technology. It is currently available. It is scalable to the portions that we need. So we feel strongly that these tools are available. I understand there's debate here among some of us on the panel about that, but I would welcome a deeper exploration of the science that is already available on that, because I believe we're on solid ground. And what I would hate to see is for us to chase something that isn't practical, that is highly controversial, and that will cause great delay, because one of the things we're working against is recruitment every year, with new population growth. And so what we need to do is get on the ground with the tools we have now, rather than wait for something to become tested and effective, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. I want to thank the witnesses for coming to testify today. This has been helpful. It's been informative. I want to submit to the record 2 letters I've received, one from the Utah Farm Bureau Federation, one from the Beaver County Commission in Utah. Both of those will be introduced into the record without objection. We will keep the record open for a period of 2 weeks after this concludes, allowing members to submit additional questions should they have any. has been very informative indeed. There are issues of compassion, and I respect the perspective each of you has brought to the table on this. There are unfortunately no easy issues on this, and even though some of us in the room may disagree with the other about what is most compassionate, I think all in the room do have compassion as the issue that they're focused on. I also appreciate, Ms. Perry, the attention you drew to the interest in the unborn horse. Life is significant. The fact that it has not yet been born doesn't make it insignificant, and that's something we should take into account. Thank you very much for being here. We stand adjourned.